Hello, viewers, and welcome to another production from Cardboard of the Rings, the bi-weekly podcast about the Lord of the Rings, the card game. Today I'm joined with Matt, and we're going to be playing another session of Foundations of Stone. So just to talk a little bit about ourselves, Matt, do you want to talk about the deck you've chosen to pick today?
Yeah, no problem. Hi, this is Matt, also known as Narcel0420. No, I'm not a pothead. The deck I've chosen today is an all-lore deck. I feel like lore's really strong right now, and can cover a lot of bases really well on its own. So I've been running Biffer, Bilbo, and Strider in one of the tournaments on FFG's website, and then I mixed that with the new deck that they posted on FFG, that's based around love of songs. So I kind of mix those decks together, and I thought that would be a good support for Mitch's Tri-Sphere Elf deck.
Sure, and if you guys happen to catch the video between myself, Brandon, and Jared, you'll be familiar with this deck by now, but this is using the new version of Dwarrowdelf, the spirit iteration of him. It uses the two Noldor brothers, Elladan and Elro here, for lots of action advantage. Hopefully it should be pretty effective. It's a very combat-oriented deck with some quest support. Hopefully the two of these decks will be a little bit more effective at maybe making it through Foundations of Stone. So, are we ready to get started?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure our decks are shuffled. We'll draw our opening hand of 6 cards.
Or double shuffled in your case.
Right, always the double shuffle. And I'm going to go ahead and mulligan my starting hand. Very slowly, apparently. And as you guys can see, we've got our quest cards laid out here in front of us on the table. We're going to be starting at 1A, working our way eventually to 5B. Oh, and my opening hand is not so great this time, but I'm stuck with it, so.
Mine's okay. I didn't get the love of songs, kind of combos that I'd like, but I did get Asphalath, so.
Okay.
I think I'll stick with that.
Did not end up getting Light of Valinor. That may be holding me back a little bit, but we'll have to see what happens, so.
Right.
Okay, I think first player we've gone ahead and picked is going to be you. And did you want to touch on why we thought that was a good move?
Yeah, so one of the big pains with this deck is the Goblin Follower, especially getting that out, on your starting setup, can be really painful, and it would be much worse for me to have it since Bilbo's not exactly the greatest defender in the world, and Mitch has, the Elf brothers, so.
Sure. Alright, so now that we've drawn our opening hands, now we have to go ahead and read the instructions from our quest card here. So we've placed the Foundations of Stone encounter deck right aside on the table there. That's eventually going to come into play once we hit Quest Phase 3, but for now, just pretend like these cards aren't here, listeners. We've gone ahead and attached the Cave Torch to Elladan, and then we're going to transition to Quest Phase 1B. So it's 9 quest points, and when revealed, we have to reveal 1 card from the encounter deck per player, and that's going to be what starts in the staging area for this game. So I've made sure that the encounter deck is very well shuffled, and I'm going to go ahead and reveal our card number 1, which is a Dreadful Gap. So when revealed, we immediately have to travel there, and it's going to require 6 quest points to complete. So this is reminding me already too much of the last game.
I might have a card that might help us with that.
Okay, and then our second card is going to be Watchful Eyes. So the first player attaches this to one of his heroes, and it's going to be a condition attachment that adds extra encounter cards to the staging area at the end of the combat phase if that hero is exhausted.
Dang. Alright, I'll go ahead and stick that on Bilbo.
Okay. Hopefully you've got some Dwarven Miners in that very, very powerful lore deck, so.
Yeah, of course.
Excellent. Okay, so shall we go ahead and move into our first turn here?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so we've already made you the first player. If we do our resources and draw a card. I get the feeling I'm going to be attacking very quickly based on the cards in my hand. And are you going to be playing anything for planning this first turn?
Yep, gonna play Asphalloth here.
Okay, let me take control. Thank you very much.
Dwarrowdelf, yeah.
And let me just resize my screen. This is always a tricky game to play here in Octagon. Zooming in and out on your mouse cursor. Okay.
Have you played a lot of other games on Octagon?
Oh no, just this one, but
yeah.
the resizing is always a fun little mini game.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'll hold off on using Asphalloth right now, and for my planning, I am not going to be playing anything. The problem with the Trisphere. Okay,
Right.
But are you ready for questing?
Yeah, sounds good. I think I might only do Biffer.
Okay.
Who you doing?
I think I'm going to go ahead and do Glorfindel, so I'll increase my threat by 1 since I wasn't lucky enough to get that Light of Valinor. And I'm also going to do Elro here. And I think that's good for me. So I'm going to do 5, and we'll have a total of 7. And let's move to staging. So card number 1 is going to be a Goblin Follower.
What do you know?
There we go. So he's immediately going to engage with me when revealed. Card number 2 is going to be a Goblin Swordsman. Okay. Alright, so it's looking like we only had 1 threat in the staging area, and now we're going to have to put, 6 progress tokens? So I'm going to go ahead and trigger Asphalloth before we do quest resolution to put a couple progress tokens on this Dreadful Gap. We're going to pass by 6, so 4 of those are going to go on the Dreadful Gap. We'll gain 3 victory points. And
that's the quickest I've ever gone through Dreadful Gap, that's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. And then 2 points spill over onto our active quest phase. And that's going to bring us to travel. Nothing to do. For the encounter phase, what do you
think? Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that guy.
Okay. He's not going to be causing any problems for you?
Well, no, I think I'll go ahead and just play it safe and defend with Aragorn. I've had a few times of losing Bilbo to the unfortunate shadow effect, so I think I'll play it a little safe.
Okay.
And then I'll take him out next turn.
Okay.
I'll get an ally out, and yeah.
Sure. I think I might have to do the same. I was hoping this Goblin Follower would just be a swordsman, but oh well.
Yeah.
Alright, so for combat, let me go ahead and deal out shadow cards. And how are you going to resolve this guy's attack?
Gonna defend Aragorn.
Okay, and his shadow card is going to be no effect.
Alright.
So Aragorn takes no damage.
Oh, he takes 1, actually.
Oh, that's right, just 2 defense. Okay.
Yep.
I just now am noticing he has Sentinel. Why don't we go ahead and do...
Oh, yeah, good call.
That. So, we'll just say we did that. Our apologies there, listeners. Okay, so for the Goblin Follower, I'm going to go ahead and feint it. So let me pull a wrong key. I just switched keyboards last night due to a little bit of an accident, so hit the wrong key there. I'm going to go ahead and play Feint on the Goblin Follower. So just playing it safe, he's not going to attack, and then Eladan is going to go ahead and swing for 3 to kill the Goblin Swordsman.
Beautiful.
Okay, end of combat. That shadow card is going to get discarded, and it would have given him +2 attack strength, so I'm glad I did not take that undefended. And then we might as well ready our characters, increase our threat by 1, and if you'd hit my play button next to my name, I'll be the first player.
Got it.
And then we can go ahead and move on to our resource and planning.
Remember to draw 2 cards.
Oh, right. Bilbo is just so good. And still, no light in the darkness. Alright. So I'm gonna play... I think... Oh, so many options. I'll do 2 resources on off Dwarrowdelf for a copy of Arwen. Alright, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is paying 1 resource from Elro here in order to do a Dunedain mark on Eladan.
Ah, nice.
Okay, and I think that's it for me.
Okay, you know, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Warden of Healing.
Okay. That's actually incredibly welcome to see after the tragedy that I recorded last night, so excellent. Makes me feel much more comfortable about those undefended attacks.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, anything else?
No, I'm good to go.
Okay, well then we might as well move on to questing. And I suppose I will commit... Oh, it just kills me to see Glorfindel exhausted.
I know, jeez.
I will send 5, and I'm going to go ahead and trigger Arwen's ability to Elro here.
Sweet.
Okay, and you're doing 2?
Yeah, I'll just do... Well, maybe I could do Aragorn. But I don't know, if the Goblin Follower comes out, I'll be stuck, so... I'll leave Aragorn ready. I think we got enough willpower.
Okay, sure. So we're gonna go ahead and commit 7, and again, we're not going for any kind of world record score here, just to scrape through.
Yeah.
Good to have goals in life.
And going slower on this first stage is actually better on this one.
Oh, sure.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think it gets a lot harder once you transition.
Right.
So let's go ahead and flip our first card for staging is a Branching Paths. And card number 2 is going to be Sigil Mineshaft. So before we resolve the quest, I think I'm going to do 2 progress tokens on Sigil Mineshaft with Asphalloth. And shall I go ahead and probably trigger our Cave Torch as well?
Yeah, I've had a lot of good luck with it.
Sure, same here. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 more progress tokens on there, so we immediately burn off that 5 threat location, and because that Cave Torch exhausted, we have to discard top card of the encounter deck. If it's an enemy, it's added, not revealed, and added to the staging area. And it's going to be this nappy Goblin Scout. Kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a total of 4 threat in the staging area. We're going to make 3 progress. And that is pretty much that.
Alright.
So for travel, do you think we should head to the Branching Paths?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move there presently. And that's going to bring us to engagement. So unfortunately, I don't think either of us can do anything about this scout sitting there.
Yeah, what are you at, 26 now?
I'm at 28, so...
Oh, okay.
Way too high, so far as this guy is concerned.
Darn.
Sadly, we're not playing with Dune here, or Descendant of Thorondor.
Right.
Okay, so 1 shadow card for our Goblin Follower, and let's see.
Do you want me to defend with Aragorn?
I really should have, you know, I considered giving him that defense from Arwen, and that probably would have been much smarter, just so I could save a leadership resource off Eladan, or sorry, off Elro here to make sure that this guy is killed. But I guess, yeah, if you want to...
It's fine, I got the Warden out.
Sure.
I'll be good.
Yeah, not a big deal. So you're going to go ahead and Sentinel defend for me?
Yep.
Okay, so let's reveal the shadow card, and it's add Goblin Swordsman to the staging area.
Dang.
Alright, shame it wasn't added engaged with the player. But okay, so he's going to end up taking 1 more point of damage. And then I'll have Eladan and Elro here team up with a total of 6 attack strength to kill the Goblin Follower. So he is dead.
Perfect, okay. I'm going to use Warden of Healing to heal Aragorn 1 point.
Okay. And no other damage on the board yet.
Yeah.
And then shall we transition to refresh?
Sounds good.
Alright, so refresh, boost your threat by 1. First player is now you, And I suppose we might as well go into the resource phase. So I'm drawing 1 card, you're drawing 2. I'm learning!
Ooh, alright.
And would you be able to scoot your heroes and allies down a little bit? If you drag select them, you can do that easily.
Thanks.
Yeah, not a problem. And then what are you doing for your planning this turn?
Let's see. Gotta have my resources.
Just a little
Alright.
Just a little hint as to what I'm trying to save up to play is I have a 3 cost leadership attachment in my hand.
Aha, nice. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and play Gildor.
Wow, okay.
I got the 5 resources.
There's some questing ability for us.
Yeah.
That's a very welcome sight. It's been a while since I've played with the mono deck, but having so many resources is great.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Okay, anything else? I presume that's all?
Yeah. Got my first of 3 Love of Songs here onto the board.
Sweet.
Once you get 2, then things start getting nice.
Things start getting crazy. Alright.
Those minstrels are just, strumming away, and it's like Woodstock.
So let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and peel a couple of cards off of Eladan for a Trollshaw Scout, which was a superstar in our other video, and I think that's all I'm going to do. Alright, so shall we move to questing?
Let's do it.
Alright, what are you gonna commit?
I'm gonna go ahead and commit Gildor and Biffer.
Okay, so you're gonna do 5. I suppose I'll do Glorfindel again, and Arwen. So I'm gonna do 5 as well, so a total of 10, I suppose.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and stage our cards. So card number 1 is going to be Burning Low. So each enemy is going to get +1 threat until the end of the phase. That's really not too bad.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I think I'm okay to just see what else comes off, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, card number 2 is going to be another Goblin Scout. Oh, and that's kind of a problem.
Good thing we didn't use Cave Torch.
Yeah, so, oh, that's a pain. 2 of those guys sitting there, all unattackable. But at least it wasn't anything like dark and dreadful. Okay, so we're gonna have a total of 7 threat up against us. Should I use the Cave Torch to burn this away, or just put a couple progress tokens on it with Asphalloth, I guess? I might as well just do that. I'll put a couple of progress tokens with Asphalloth here, and then we'll go ahead and resolve our quest. So we're going to do 3 progress, 1 on our active location, 2 on our current quest card, and forced is as soon as this leaves play, we have to look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck and choose 1 to reveal, and put the other 2 on the bottom of the encounter deck. So the top 3 cards are these. And which one should we...
Actually, you know what, Mitch?
What's that?
I think we only got 1 progress because of that the Burning Low card.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there was 9 threat, and we're doing 10 willpower.
Sure. Okay, so let me pull those 2 quest points off of Dripping Walls. So we still burn through our location, but we're not as close to pushing through this quest phase.
Yeah.
My brain is still muddled from my last trip to the Foundations here. Okay, so any preference between any of these?
We haven't used Cave Torch, so the Lightless Passage might not be bad, since we can travel to it right away.
Right, or we could just, I think really Lightless Passage or Sigil Mineshaft, we can just use the Cave Torch and Asphalloth in combo to burn them off.
Yeah, that's true.
The Goblin Swordsman, that's just another attack we'd have to deal with. I guess it's not that big of a problem. But
Yeah, I always go for locations.
yeah, it does sap my resources a little bit to get extra action, so should we just go for, like, I don't know, I guess Lightless Passage and Sigil Mineshaft? Either one, it's the same thing, so do you have any preference?
I guess I do Lightless.
Okay.
You've used Asphalat this turn already, right?
Yeah.
I do Lightless Passage.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and put that in the staging area, and we're going to move these other 2 cards to the bottom of the encounter deck. So let me do that now.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we Cave Torch now to put a few tokens on that?
Sure, sounds good.
Okay, so I'll exhaust the Cave Torch, put 3 progress tokens on our Lightless Passage, and the card we have to discard is a Goblin Follower. So the thing to keep in mind is that this enemy is added to the staging area. It's not revealed and added, so that when revealed does not trigger.
Good
So
point.
this guy's going to be hanging out here in the staging area. Wookie-do.
That's where I like him.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and I suppose there's no point to traveling to the Lightless Passage since we can burn it off next turn.
Yeah, good
Where it sits. And we, I guess, couldn't travel there anyway at this point. And for encounter phase, how are we going to do this? So,
Okay, let's see.
I am going to be able to...
Oh, who'd you give Arwen's boost to?
Oh, I suppose Aragorn, just because Elro here, I'd like to be able to use him for attacking. I'm trying to save up those resources. So
Right,
I
okay.
can, between Elrohir and Eladan, or Eladan and Trollshaw Scout, I can get the 6 attack required to kill the Goblin Follower.
Okay.
So I suppose I might as well have him engage with me.
You know, actually, strategy-wise, I happen to have a card that can move some damage, so if we want to get rid of some of those, the scouts,
Okay.
we might, if we could, leave the Goblin Follower, if you want to, leave the Goblin Follower
Just wounded?
with a few damage on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we could maybe kill one of those guys.
My god, a use for infighting. People are gonna flip out.
I know, yeah.
Okay, and the Goblin Swordsman. So your first player, your threat isn't 33, is it? I mean, it's lower than that?
No. Yes, it is.
Okay, so let's say I'll optionally engage with the Goblin Swordsman, and then the Goblin Followers. Well, I guess he's not going to engage with me. So I'll optionally engage the Follower. Oh, there's no way to get both of them on my side.
Oh, I'm first player, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I'll take the swordsman then.
Okay. I wish my Trollshaw Scout were a little bit stronger.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I do have Bilbo, but that's probably not worth it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that probably wouldn't end well.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I could easily just take an undefended attack, I think. But,
Yeah, I do have the warden out, so.
yeah. Okay, well, shall we... Or, well, since I'm just trying to wound the Goblin Follower, I guess there's... Yeah, no, we're fine. Alright.
Yeah.
So, all the discussion aside, I think we're fine. Let's go ahead and move on to combat, deal out some shadow cards here, and how are we going to deal with the Goblin Swordsman's attack?
I'll just go ahead and defend it with Aragorn.
Alright, so Aragorn with his 3 defense, and Goblin Tunnels is attacking enemy gets +3 attack strength.
Whoa.
Good lord. So he's going to be attacking for 6, and you're going to absorb
3.
2. Oh, -3. Oh, thank
yeah.
God. Wow.
So I'm taking 3 damage, and that's right up to my limit.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Oh man.
Ooh. Okay, and then the Goblin Follower, I'm going to go ahead and have Elro here defend. I'm not going to use his ability. And I have no shadow card. So, he's not going to take any damage because of his 3 defense. And do you have any attacks you'd like to commit?
I could do Bilbo, but we'd have to reveal another card. What do you think? Is it worth it to take this guy out?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. And then for me, I'm going to go ahead and attack with Eladan to the Goblin Follower. So he's going to be ending up taking 2 damage. And you're sure we don't want to kill that guy yet?
It depends if you want to.
Well, and I guess we're nowhere near the 3rd quest phase when all the encounter cards get shuffled in, so.
Right.
Again, I think there's no reason to play it too fast, so we're probably fine.
Okay, alright.
And, let me see. I'm wondering if it's worth it to attack with my little Trollshaw Scout.
Yeah.
Your Goblin Swordsman is so weak.
But just out of reach.
Well, he's got ranged, but I'm wondering if it's worth it to discard a card. I think I will go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and just pop 1 damage on him.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm going to discard... I think I will get rid of a... Oh, gosh. I'll get rid of a Dunedain Warning. And that's going to be my turn.
Alright.
Okay. So, shall we go ahead and move on to refresh?
Let's do it.
Okay, so refresh all your cards.
Oh, actually, real quick, I'm going to heal Aragorn for 1.
Oh, right. Very good call.
Warden. And you don't have any damage on your characters, right?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So, let me boost up my threat by 1, and then we'll go ahead and move on to our resource phase. So 1 resource to all characters. I'll draw 2 cards, thanks to Bilbo. Ooh, and I got some great stuff. Okay. So let me see.
What do you got?
I guess, and again, I really wish I could get that Light of Valinor. I'm going to go ahead and play an Imladris Stargazer. And I think right away I'm going to go ahead and use its ability to scry the top 5 cards in my deck.
Alright.
Damn it.
Didn't get what you were looking for?
No, not quite. You'd think if you have 3 copies of a card in your deck, you could get it. Oh well. Alright, so I think that's pretty much that. I think I'll do that order. Okay. And I'm also going to go ahead and play 3 resources off of Elro here for Sword That Was Broken on your boy Aragorn.
Brilliant.
And I think that's it for my turn.
Alright, awesome. Okay. Got another one of my Love of Tales.
Okay.
Hopefully those will start being useful pretty soon. And, so that's free. And I'm gonna, well, I need to use, I'll just do this now. I'm gonna play Infighting.
Okay. So we're gonna move, what, 2 damage from this guy onto one of those scouts?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, so let me pull a couple damage tokens. And the Goblin Scouts only have 2 hit points, of course, so that one is
Boom.
dead. Okay.
Alright, and then I'm gonna, that's all I'm playing for this turn.
Okay. I think before we reveal any nasty treachery cards, I'm gonna go ahead and trigger Asphalloth and put a couple more progress tokens on this Lightless Passage. Get rid of that. And I think, are we ready for questing?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So, staging card number 1 is oh, might as well commit characters to the quest first.
Yeah.
Okay, so, who are you sending? Biffer?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna hang on to Gildor just so I can take out this orc.
Sure. So he's gonna be sending 3 this turn, Biffer is.
Yeah.
And I will do, let's see, I guess Arwen and Glorfindel. So boost my threat up again by 1. It's breaking my balls. So I'll send 5. You're doing 3. So we'll send 8. And we might as well go ahead and reveal some cards. So card number 1 is going to be Crumbling Ruins. So each player must exhaust a character and discard the top card of his deck if able. If the printed cost of the discarded card is equal to or higher than the remaining hit points of the exhausted character, discard the exhausted character. I'm going to go ahead and pick my Trollshaw Scout.
I'm going to do... Oh, man. I guess I'm doing Gildor.
Oh, that's scary. You sure you want to pick him instead of, like, your Warden? Or...
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, let's do the Warden.
Okay, so let me see. I'm going to discard an Ancient Matham, so I...
Nice.
Oh. Well, I guess... I forgot that I rearranged my deck with the Stargazer.
Oh, right.
So it's like, oh, I guess that's not surprising. Okay, well, I guess he survives. And then,
Alright. Oh, ironically, Warden of Healing is killed by another Warden of Healing.
Oh, and that spells good news for our healing during this game.
Yeah. Crap.
That's a damn shame. Alright,
Okay.
well, at least we didn't lose a hero. Small miracles. And then our next card here is remove all progress tokens from the current quest card. That's actually probably the most effective I've ever seen that card be.
Yeah, that's true.
So we are going to make a total of 5 progress. That looks familiar. Okay.
We're right back where we started from.
Exactly. So, but that's that. No new combats. Our Goblin Scout is just as invincible as he was before.
Yep.
Alright, so anything to do during our travel phase? Any cards you want to play?
Nope.
And I assume you don't have any more damage transfer cards in your hand?
I do not.
Alright, well then this follower shall die. Okay.
If you decree it so.
So, shall we go ahead and move to combat? So I'm first player.
Yep.
Let's do some shadow cards. For this little goblin guy, I'm only going to be able to kill the follower if I attack with both of my characters. So let's see. And we no longer have our healing. So why don't, yeah, I think you're going to be able to get rid of your swordsman. I'll just spend a couple turns killing my follower.
Okay, alright.
So who are you going to defend against him with? I suppose Aragorn, or Arwen would have given, I guess, Aragorn that defense again, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and defend with Gildor, though.
Sure, it's very smart.
Okay.
Alright, and the shadow effect is, it gets +2 attack, I guess, since you're the last player.
Oh, dang.
Man,
alright, so 5.
We're getting some nasty shadow cards.
Yeah. Alright, Gildor just makes it with 2 damage.
Sure. And, what, that would have killed Aragorn, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Well, cutting it close. And then, for my attack, I'm going to go ahead and have Elro here defend against this dude. And attacking enemy gets +1, so he's going to swing for 4. Elro here is going to take 1 damage.
Alright.
Okay, and then your turn to attack.
Let's kill this fool. Got him with Aragorn.
Alright, so he's going to be dropped down to -2. Makes me feel silly for discarding that Dunedain warning. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack Eladan versus Goblin Follower, so he's going to deal it 2 damage, and it survives. But that's the end of the turn, so during our refresh, and boost threat by 1, make you the first player, I'm going to go ahead and have Imladris Stargazer work on you. So before you draw your card for your turn,
Oh, great.
go ahead and rearrange top 5 in whatever order you would like.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
Do you have any attachments in your discard pile?
I've got the Ancient Matham and the Dunedain warning.
Okay, that might be handy. Okay. Alright, so I'm drawing 2 now, right?
Yeah. And I'll draw my 1.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play a little Erebor Hammersmith.
Okay.
And you can go ahead and draw the top card of the top attachment in your discard pile.
Sure, so I'll return that Ancient Matham to my hand. And any other plays from you?
Let's see, what does that leave me with? Actually, yes, I will. I've got 3 resources left, so I'm going to go ahead and play also a Mirkwood Runner.
Okay, very cool. Very good at killing those little goblin swordsmen and the goblin spearmen that will not be appearing in this quest. Okay, and that's all?
Yep, that's it for me.
Okay, then I think I'm going to pay 1 resource from Elro here in order to do another Dunedain mark on my buddy Eladan.
Cool.
Alright, and I think that's it from me. So, questing.
Do Erebor Hammersmith for 2, and Biffer for a total of 5.
Okay. I will go ahead and commit, I suppose, Glorfindel and Arwen. And I think this time I'm going to pick Elro here. Aragorn's a little too wounded to be doing much defending.
Yeah. You know, and considering that, I'm going to go ahead and quest him.
Okay. So, what are we doing here? You're doing, what, 8?
6, 8, yeah.
Okay, 2, yeah, 8. I'm going to make it 11. She'll make it 13, total of 13. And let's see what we get for staging. So card number 1 is going to be another Branching Paths. Card number 2 is going to be a Fouled Well. So each player may choose and discard 1 card at random from his hand. If we don't, it's going to gain Surge. So... shall we let it surge, or discard a card?
I'm okay discarding a card.
Okay.
I don't have anything really clutch in my hand.
There are a couple things I would like to avoid losing.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine surging too.
Yeah, I think since we don't really have anything too scary out there, we might as well let it surge.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that surge. And that's a Watchful Eyes. So the first player... I can go ahead and cancel this.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, 1 resource off Glorfindel for a Test of Will. Cancel when revealed. So,
nice.
Goodbye, Watchful Eyes. And I'll use, I suppose I might as well use Asphalloth to put a couple of tokens on the Fouled Well. Should I burn off with Cave Torch the Fouled Well or the Branching Paths, do you think? Probably.
Do you want to maybe travel there and then use Branching Paths? Well, actually, we don't have any other bad guys, so might as well do it now.
The Branching Paths?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll exhaust...
I could take an enemy if we need to.
Sure. So I'll exhaust Cave Torch, get rid of the Branching Paths, and then that's going to go ahead and pull up these 3 cards. And we have to pick one, basically.
Oh, and you gotta check for the Cave Torch, right?
Right. So let's see, as it exhausts... Alright, so little mistake here, but as soon as the Cave Torch exhausts... oh, I guess after it exhausts. So I think we'd probably do this, and then we would do the Cave Torch thing.
Okay.
So what's which one of these do we want? So Goblin Tunnels has a lot of quest points required.
Yeah. Maybe Lightless Passage?
Let's see, we're doing 13 to the quest. Right now we've got 6 out there, so we'd make 7 progress. So if we do Goblin Tunnels, we'll pass to the next quest phase. If we do Lightless Passage, we won't. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm still okay with just taking this slowly.
Yeah,
so
yeah, me too.
Let's do Lightless, I guess. And then these other 2 are brought to the bottom of the encounter deck. Okay. And then now we've got to do the Cave Torch test. So we're going to discard 1 card, and it is not an enemy.
Nice.
I'm okay with seeing that in the discard pile.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like we're doing pretty well. We're going to go ahead and be up against a total of 10 threat. We're going to make 3 progress, so we barely do not pass our quest. But, oh well.
Dang.
Alright, and now travel. Shall we go to this Fouled Well?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, travel into the Fouled Well. And combat, the Goblin Scout is once again free from engagement. Shadow cards. The Goblin Follower, I'm going to have Elro here with 4 defense. Defend against it.
Okay.
No shadow card, he takes no damage. And then I'm going to go ahead and have Eladan swing for 5. It's going to be reduced to -1 hit point, and it's dead.
Okay.
Okay, and I guess refresh. Boost my threat.
Yeah. I'm not going to use Gildor just because I already know what the top cards are.
Sure. And, let's see. If you'd be so kind as to make me first player.
There you go.
And I'm going to draw 2 cards. You know what I should have done in retrospect is during that refresh phase I should have used the Stargazer. Oh well.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
Again, my brain is very muddled, listeners. I apologize. That last Foundations of Stone left me drained. Alright, so, but I still had decent stuff coming anyway, so,
That's good.
I'm not going to be playing anything. How about you?
I'm going to go and bring Gleowine out here.
Very good. Anything else?
How many cards do you have in your hand?
I've got 7.
Okay. Is the next card... Do you know if the next card in your deck is something you really want to play?
I don't yet. I could Stargaze for something. But
yeah, why don't you go ahead, because then I could let you draw it with Gleowine if you wanted.
yeah, the only problem there is since I've finished my planning and since I'm the first player, after you've played Gleowine after I had the opportunity to play anything, so
Right. Okay.
yeah,
That's true.
right. So oh well, I should have Stargazed before, after I refreshed before I drew, but oh well,
Right,
oh
right.
well.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and let myself draw a card then.
Sure.
All right, and I'm ready to go.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to questing. I think a really good move would be to trigger... Well, I kind of want to trigger... No, okay, I think we're fine, never mind. I was going to say it might be smart to use Cave Torch now, just in case we would pull a Dark and Dreadful to get rid of a dark location, but I've got something to take care of when revealed effects, so I think we're fine.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so for questing, I guess I will do Glorfindel. I don't think I've ever seen him this exhausted. And I'll send Arwen as well. So total of 5.
Okay. I will do same 3 I did last turn. Actually, you know what?
We don't need too many tokens.
Yeah. I'll do this just in case,
Okay.
We still have 3 to get on the Fouled Well. And
Yeah. So how many are you sending total?
I'm doing 8 again.
Okay, so it's going to be a total of 13. I suppose I might as well use Asphalloth to put a couple points on the Lightless Passage. Let's see what we get before I Cave Torch or not. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and stage card number 1 is a Dark and Dreadful. Alright, so just like I was talking about, I'll spend 1 resource from Glorfindel, cancel when revealed.
Oh man, I'm glad to see that.
Card number 2, just watch it be another Dark and Dreadful.
Yeah, seriously.
It's Burning Low, so each enemy in location is going to get +1, +3 if it's a dark location. I think I should probably just use the Cave Torch at this point to get rid of the Lightless Passage, since it'll have 7 threat.
Right.
So I'm going to go and do that. Lightless Passage is gone. This guy is going to be 4 threat. And let's discard a card from the top of the encounter deck. And it is not an enemy, so it's not added to the staging area. So 4 versus 13, we're going to make a total of 9. So our active location is going to be completed. And then we're going to put... I guess that'll have 14, and we're going to complete it. So we immediately move on to 2A and to 2B. So once we commit characters to a quest, we have to discard the top 2 cards of our deck from now on. Alright. And that is that. So, looking like no combat whatsoever, no traveling. Do we just skip to refresh?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and use Gildor to look at my cards here.
Okay. And while you're doing that, before my refresh phase, I'm going to go ahead and look at the top 5 cards of my deck.
Okay.
Okay. And then remember that when we quest, you're going to have to discard 2. I guess that's really only me that needs to keep that in mind.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm okay with this setup here.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll
Ready to
refresh
refresh.
myself. Ready Asphalloth. Boost my threat by 1. 36 is pretty high for this deck. And then,
Yeah.
let's see, I'll make you the first player, and we'll do our draw, and, all that business.
Okay.
So you are first player.
Alright. I am going to... I almost forgot that Aragorn can play leadership cards now.
Right.
So I'm going to play Steward of Gondor, and I'm going to give it to you, so you can put it on whichever hero you want.
That reminds me of something I was going to do on my turn.
Oh!
But that's fine for me. Discard fodder is okay.
Yeah.
So let me put that... I think I'm going to place it on Elro here. Get my super defender going.
Yeah, I usually put it on him too. Yeah.
Sure. And I'll trigger that right away. So put a couple resources on him.
Nice.
Now I wish I had that Dunedain warning that's sitting there in my discard pile. Dig for your dwarves.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from you?
Let's see. I think I'm going to play Protector of Lorien on Biffer. Just so we can get some willpower boost if we need it.
Okay. Sounds good. And I suppose it's my turn now. I think... Oh, now I have so many resources. You know, I think I'm actually going to put that Steward instead. I'll put it on Glorfindel. That seems like it'll probably be better in the long run. So I'm going to use 2 of those resources, and I'm going to put an Unexpected Courage on, I think, Elro here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
And I think that's going to be all from me. Okay, so shall we move to questing?
Sounds good.
Alright, so we're going to need a total of 12. And as soon as we commit characters to the quest, we have to discard top 2 cards of our deck, unfortunately.
Yep.
So I guess I'll do Glorfindel. And now I'm going to be able to engage with our lovely Goblin Scout. And then I will also do Elro here, and I'll ready him, and Arwen. So I'm going to be doing 7. And what are you sending?
I've got 8 again.
Okay, total of 15. Looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's do our staging. So card number 1 is going to be Fouled Well. So each player discard a card at random, or it gains Surge. I'm fine with doing that. How about you?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so if you right-click and do random discard, I lost...
That's a nice function.
I lost an Ancient Matham.
Oh, dang. I lost Haldir.
Oh, that's too bad. He has ranged, and those bats make me frustrated.
Seriously.
I'm gonna have Asphalloth put a couple points on that Fouled Well. And then, well, whoops, I guess I have to wait. Never mind. Okay, and then staging card number 2 is gonna be a Goblin Swordsman. So now I will use Asphalloth.
Okay.
And the Swordsman, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're gonna be up against a total of 7. So we're going to make 8 progress. Should I use Cave Torch to burn off the Fouled Well?
8 progress, what would that... That gives us 3 more. You know, if we did that, I could discard a card and we could pass this thing in one go. Do you think we should do that, or should we take another turn before we...
I'm gonna benefit from another turn, I think. But
okay.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's take our time.
Okay, sure. So
slowly but surely.
Right. I guess let's go ahead and not do the cave torch then, and we'll just completely clear our staging area.
Yeah.
Get as much. I feel like these encounter cards are a lot less brutal in a lot of ways than the other ones, so the bigger we can get our discard pile, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, so we're going to let that be as it is. So total of 7, we're going to make 8 progress. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I do it too quickly, for some reason my octagon starts removing tokens. It's weird.
Yeah, I know, I hate that.
Alright, so that's that. For the travel phase, shall we travel to the Fouled Well?
Let's do it.
Okay. So that's going to be
I want to drink some disgusting water.
Oh, it looks so good, though. So good. Let's see. The Goblin Scout is going to engage with me no matter what. The Goblin Swordsman, it doesn't really matter too much who it engages with. So I suppose I could just take both, or if you want to take one.
Well, I mean, you know, why deny your elf brothers their glory?
Sure.
In battle.
All right, so let's.
And you gave Arwen's boost to
Elro here,
right?
yeah, because he's gonna be good from here on out. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my attacks. I'm gonna have the Goblin Swordsman, of course. Elro here is gonna defend that. I'm trying to think here. Is this undefended? I'm not afraid of a single point of damage. Okay, so shadow card is Goblin Swordsman added to the staging area. Elro here is not going to take any damage because of his defense. The Goblin Scout, I think I'm just going to take a small risk and do that undefended.
Okay.
Wow, that is the exact same thing that happened in the last game. Is undefended, and I completely dodge it. Once again, no editing tricks here, just complete skill, complete skill.
Pure stinking luck.
Complete skill, not luck.
Okay, skill. Yes, skill.
1 damage, I'll add that to Glorfindel.
Wisdom and foresight.
Oh, exactly.
We'll call it.
Well, you know what? Let me remove that. I'm going to put it on Eladan instead. Elro here and Elrodan. Okay. So, for attacking back, I think I'm going to have Eladan take a swing at the Goblin Swordsman. So for 5, he's going to kill it. I'll pay 1 resource to ready him, and I'll have him do the same thing to the Scout. So the Scout's going to be at -3, and we're looking pretty good. Nice. Before our refresh, I'm going to go ahead and trigger this on... Would you benefit from scrying the top 5 cards, I assume?
You know, I've got Gildor, actually. So do you already know what all your cards are for the most part?
After refresh, I'm going to use it on myself. So we can have it before I draw. We can both have it. Okay. And keep in mind that whatever you rearrange, once you commit characters, you're going to discard 2 cards.
Right, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so...
Alright, so yeah, I'll do that, thank you.
And then while he's doing that, I'm going to refresh my characters and do the same to me before we move into the next round, so I'll look at the top 5 as well. I'm going to be the first player, so... Oh, and you know, after all that talk, I completely forgot to discard 2 cards when I committed characters to the quest, so... Let me do that now, which doesn't change anything, and scry the top 5. Alright.
Alright, I am good.
So I think I'm gonna do... that. So I'm gonna draw 2, and I'll end up discarding 2. Alright.
Okay.
Done.
I still have Gleowine. I know that's kind of messing up our deck arrangements we got going here.
Oh, well, I guess in that case,
Do you want to draw a card?
Let me rearrange something. So
Okay.
before I have finished, I could definitely benefit from drawing a card.
Okay.
So look at top 5 again, and I'll just do that. Okay. So are you gonna have me draw one, I guess?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Bang. All right.
All right, I'm gonna use Gildor real quick. Yeah, this is tricky. Having to remember which 2 cards you're gonna discard, which one you're gonna draw.
Yeah, especially once you get Gildor involved.
Yeah. All right, I'm good to go.
Okay, so why don't you also refresh all your characters and boost your threat up by 1, and then click my first player icon.
There you go.
Okay, so start of the turn, I'll draw a couple cards, do my resources, do my Steward of Gondor. So many resources. I'm gonna go ahead and pay 2 for...
I'll shift my cards over here so you got a little more room.
Sure. Oh, let me see. Who do I want this on? I guess I could put it on... Is there... don't know what to do with that. Let's see. I suppose I'll pay a total of 3 from Glorfindel, one of which for an Ancient Matham on our active location, and another 2, I think I'll do Unexpected Courage on Elrogue here, just because he's doing a lot all the time.
Yeah. That being said, you know, Aragorn could benefit from that as well.
Yeah, okay, sure, because he's capable. Yeah, I'll do that.
He's got 3 willpower and 3 attack.
Sure, for sure. Alright, and I think that's it from me.
Cool, thanks. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play a Song of Kings. I'm gonna put that on Glorfindel.
Okay, cool. So he's now a leadership hero as well.
And then
And you gain, what, couple resources?
I gain 2 resources, yeah.
Is that the first song you've played?
Yeah, it is, actually.
Okay, well, cool. So, gained a resource.
And then I'm going to play Rivendell Minstrel, and I get to search my deck and pull out another song card.
Sure. You know what I think is cool is the sword that was broken. Since it's an artifact, it's not going to be discarded when we're washed away.
Yeah, I know. That's great.
Very handy.
I guess he's keeping it like in his
Yeah.
pocket or
Yeah,
something.
I was gonna say you must have it like in a nice box or something.
Yeah. A decorative kind of wooden box. Okay.
Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay. What song did you search for?
I pulled out a Song of Wisdom, actually, which I knew that I was going to be drawing a Burning Brand, but then I just had to shuffle my deck, so I don't know that anymore. What I was going to do is potentially play that on Elro here, and then give him Burning Brand.
Okay, smart.
But, that might take a while. It might not happen now.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame it doesn't happen. But alright, so are we ready for questing?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so we only need 4 more progress tokens to advance. We've only got a single little goblin swordsman out there in the staging area. I've got to commit dudes first. My threat is starting to get kind of high. I will send Elro here and ready him up, and I'll send Arwen. I think I'm just going to send 4. I'm going to be able to do a ton of defending and attacking.
Right. Yeah, I got plenty of willpower, so...
Sure. Yeah, all your characters get +1 from the sword.
Right. Okay, so... What do you think? Is 8 enough?
Let's see.
from me.
So, I would oh, and I guess we've got 3 more tokens to consider from the Fouled Well. We could probably also benefit if you'd send, like, Gildor, at least. And Aragorn, I guess, he's got the Unexpected Courage now.
Yeah, I'll do Aragorn. Gildor is kind of my defender.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I got Aragorn, so I got 11 total.
Okay, so that's going to be a total of 15 between the 2 of us. I feel like I'm really contributing. I feel like Brian and Brandon all of a sudden. So staging card number 1 is going to be Dark and Dreadful.
Man, this thing.
That's real miserable.
Oh no, and it's dark too, huh?
Right.
Oh boy. And
so,
you don't have anything up your sleeve, do you?
No, I don't. Purely from a gameplay perspective, would you have exhausted... Would you have, used the Unexpected Courage? Just because that seems standard operating procedure here.
Yes, I totally forgot I had that on.
Okay. So...
I definitely did that.
But let's go ahead and trigger this. So it's going to be Dark and Dreadful, 2 damage. My Arwen is going to be killed, which is a damn shame.
Ouch.
My Stargazer is killed. Your Miner is alive. Biffer is alive. But so...
Oh yeah, Miner's alive.
So what is our new quest total? I've got 2.
And I've got 5.
Okay, so...
Oh no, sorry. 8 still. Yep.
Okay.
Since Aragorn's ready.
So you had 8?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to be at a total of 10. And then our second card is going to be a Goblin Scout. Okay, so we're going to do a total of 4. We're going to make 6 progress. So 3 on our location, and then only 3 on our quest card. And I forgot to discard a couple cards to, oh, what's it called? To the committing characters to the quest, so.
Good call. Me too.
But I just did that, and now the Ancient Matham triggers. So I'll draw a 3. And just watch. I'm going to have to discard my hand at some point. Something ridiculous.
Seriously.
Okay, and that is that for questing. So we almost got it, but at least we didn't lose anything terrible to the Dark and Dreadful.
Yeah.
Okay, so encounter phase.
I'm not high enough yet to have the scout engage me.
Right, but he'll come and engage me.
Yeah, okay.
And,
do you want to take him? I can take him, if you want.
Oh, it doesn't really matter too much. I can easily deal with him.
Okay.
I feel like I must have forgotten to raise my threat by 1 at some point, because I engaged with one of these guys last turn, I think. Anyway, again, I have to apologize. My brain is so muddled. Alright, so shadow cards, starting with the Scout. So I'm going to have Elro here, who's still got the 4 defense, even though Arwen is now dead. No shadow card, he survives. And I'm going to go ahead and have... I think Glorfindel is going to defend this mighty attack here. So Glorfindel takes no damage. I will have Eladan swing for 5, kill the Goblin Swordsman. I'll pay 1 resource from him to ready him. And he's going to swing and kill the Goblin Scout as well.
Beautiful.
And that's it. So, ready up.
I'm going to draw a card with Glaewine.
Okay. And you're now the first player.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll draw a card.
And I'm going to look at my deck real quick with Gildor.
And as soon as you're done, you're the first player to plan.
Okay. Alright. Drawing 2 cards. Okay, I'm going to play a Miner of the Iron Hills to finally get rid of this Watchful Eyes.
Well, do you want to do that now? Because as soon as we make 1 progress token, that'll be shuffled into the encounter deck anyway.
Oh, that's right, because it says shuffle all...
right, encounter...
remove all encounter deck cards.
Right,
okay.
Right.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Then I'll hang on to him.
Okay.
And... Right, so we're going to be probably swept away this turn.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm actually going to play Gandalf.
Okay.
And just in case I draw something nasty down once we get down there.
Sure. What are you going to use his ability as?
I think drawing 3 cards is a little risky, but I think I'll do that.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, so for me, I'll pay a couple from Glorfindel for another Stargazer. And I think I will do a couple from Eladan in order to play another Trollshaw Scout. And I think that's all I'm going to do.
Cool, alright.
Okay, and now let's go ahead and move on to questing. So who are you going to commit?
Gonna do Airbor.
And the scary thing to keep in mind is we only need 1 progress token, and then as soon as we complete this quest phase, we're going to get a random quest card. So who knows how much stuff we'll each have to deal with attacking.
Right. Okay, so let's see, I've got 5.
And if there's a location, we've got Cave Torch and Asphalloth to use.
Right.
And no matter what comes off the encounter deck, it's all going to get washed away. So treacheries are really the only scary thing here.
Yeah. Alright, I think I could do Bilbo too, if we need him, but I think 5 might be enough.
Okay.
For me.
Let's see. And what am I going to send? I guess I'll do Elro here. He's got a lot of resources. And yeah, I guess, shall we just do what you sent 5?
What?
So
I'll do Bilbo too, just to be safe.
okay. And yeah, well, if Dark and Dreadful came off, he'd be okay anyway, so.
Right, yeah.
Alright, so staging. Card number 1, we have 8 willpower committed. It is Goblin Swordsman, not a big deal. Card number 2, Sigil Mineshaft. So a total of 6. We are going to go ahead and make 2 progress. Make sure to discard top 2 cards of your deck.
Right.
And, oh, Unexpected Courage is gone.
Oh, dang.
So in the 20 cards I have left, I need me some Light of Valinor, goddammit. Okay, so we're going to pass Quest Phase 2B. We immediately go to 3A and 3B. So now we have to discard all item, armor, weapon, and light cards, and all encounter deck cards from play. So do you have any item or armor, any of that business?
I do not, actually.
I discard Cave Torch, and I've been saving mine. All encounter deck cards are discarded. Okay, so shuffle all enemy and treachery cards in the encounter discard pile with the Foundations of Stone encounter deck. So here's the Foundations of Stone encounter deck. Let me open up the discard pile, and this is going to be...
Oh, also, do you want to grab my, my Watchful Eyes?
Oh, right. So that's also discarded. And let me start pulling stuff out of this encounter deck here. So, Goblin Swordsman, Scout, Swordsman, that... Dark and Dreadful, Scout, Watchful Eyes. I'm going to go from the bottom so they don't give people seizures. Burning Low. Because as I pull 1 card from the top, the 20 cards beneath it all rearrange.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Probably going to throw up on my monitor here and have to get a brand new keyboard again. As soon as I finished playing the game last night, viewers, I spilled a double gulp all over my keyboard, monitor, and microphone, so... Okay, and I think that is it. Yeah, just locations left. So, close out of that, and then it's what? Remove them from the game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me pull all of these out, and this is going to be our out of the game pile that I'm building now. Alright, and we're almost ready. Building our...
Fun bouncing animation they've got.
Oh, for every single one for you?
Yeah, boom, 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 boom. It's like watching Mario or something.
Okay, so these encounter deck cards, oh, that should be in there. Okay, so So this becomes the new encounter deck. Remove all other cards from the game. So these are going to be out of the game right over here. This is going to be our new encounter deck. I'll be sure to shuffle this a couple times. I'll shuffle it 3 times just for good luck. Everyone knows 3 is a lucky number. And then starting with the first player, we're going to deal a random Quest Phase 4B card down. So your first player, your Quest Phase card is going to be...
Bring it on.
Alright, so that's not bad. Well... that kind of sucks, actually,
man.
I guess.
Yeah, that's the one I didn't want.
Oh, well.
Okay.
And then mine is reveal. I got the most innocent one. This is the exact same one I got last time. So for you, you have to discard your hand. Why don't you put on the table, like up where your Gandalf is, what did you have in your hand that you're discarding?
You want me to show them all?
Sure. And then you can just drag and select the whole group when you're done.
Yeah, so I'm discarding... Gandalf, another Gandalf. Discarding...
That would have been
Song of...
better on the table, for sure.
Yeah. Song of Wisdom. A Longbeard Map Maker.
Okay.
Song of Durin. Which combos really well. Song of Travel.
Would have been some decent resources.
Yeah. Word of Command, which would have been... I've got every... Asphalath was the main thing I was going to use that for.
And the Miner.
Miner of the Iron Hills. My sword that was broken, so that's not any good anyway. The always useful Erebor Hammersmith. And Dunedain Watcher. And last but not least, Mirkwood Runner.
Wow. So that's a lot of good stuff you lost.
Yeah.
And then we've got to go ahead and reveal 2 cards from the encounter deck. So why don't I go ahead and reveal your first card, and it's going to be Burning Low.
Hey,
well,
nice.
Can't get much easier to deal with than that. And a Dark and Dreadful, so 1 damage to each exhausted character. And right now, since we each have our own staging area, it's as though the other player does not exist. So even if I had a cancel when revealed, I could not help you at this point.
So yeah, so I'm losing one of my heroes.
Bilbo, it looks like.
Yeah, Biffer, actually. Biffer already had 2 damage from the last one, so
okay.
He's getting killed. Bilbo's alright, though.
Ouch. Well, that really hurts. Hopefully we'll be able to quest and join up very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I've got to also reveal 2 cards, and mine are a Drowned Treasury and a Goblin Swordsman. Okay.
Easy.
So yeah, I got off much easier than you did. I'm going to use Asphalath right away to put a couple tokens on that Drowned Treasury. Travel phase, I'm going to go ahead and travel to the Drowned Treasury. And that is it. For encounter phase, there's only this 1 enemy in play. It's going to engage with me. You don't have any combats. Now I feel, well, I wish your Gandalf could do something.
I know, what a waste.
He's going to attack. I'll defend with Elro here. Since there was no Arwen in play, I'm not going to be able to benefit from any of that business, so he's going to swing for 3. Let me pull a shadow card for him. Moria Bats, so no effect, and I'm glad to see that in the discard pile. And then in return, Eladan is going to hit him for 5, so he's going to be killed. Before my refresh, I'm going to go ahead and trigger the Imladris Stargazer, look at the top 5 cards in my deck, and rearrange them as I'd like. Finally! Okay. And I think I will do... I think I'll do this order. Okay, and I am done. So I'm going to move to refresh, increase my threat by 1. I'm sitting at 40. And that's it. So first player, I guess, is now going to be me, if you want to ready up your guys.
Yeah, I'm going to use, I already used Gildor, I'm going to use Gleowine. Then I will ready my guys, and I'm actually going to go ahead and use Aragorn to reduce my threat back to 28.
What were you at?
36. So this helps me avoid the bats.
Oh, sure.
Primarily, so.
Well, you could always wait until you see what comes off. Oh, yeah, I guess you can only do it during your refresh. Okay,
Right,
sure.
right, yeah.
And you're at, what, 26, you said?
28.
Oh, 28.
Yeah.
So that if a nameless thing comes off, you're still stuck fighting it, unfortunately.
Right.
Alright, so if you'd make me the first player, and unfortunately your Gandalf is gone.
Yep.
Poor Gandalf.
Goodbye.
Okay. And now I'm gonna go ahead and... Let's see. I guess I'll start my turn and do my resources. I drew, finally, I'm gonna be able to play it. I keep hitting F5. Damn you, new keyboard. It's not even new, it's like some terrible loner. Finally, Glorfindel does not exhaust to commit to the quest, so that is that. I'm gonna go ahead and use Asphalloth right away to explore my drowned treasury, so I get to draw a couple cards.
That horse is a really good swimmer.
Oh, all horses are. I'm gonna lay down a couple resources for Arwen, and I'm gonna pay
Nice.
2 resources for a Rivendell Blade on Eladan, and 1 on the Trollshaw Scout. And this way, the Scout can do unlimited attacks each round, and he's powerful enough to kill those goddamn Moria bats. So,
Yeah, nice.
sure. I think that is all I'm gonna play. I'm gonna go ahead and trigger the Rivendell Stargazer to scry my top 5 cards. And let me pick some wimpy stuff for the nameless things. Okay, I think that's good. Alright, so you can plan away.
Okay, I'm actually not going to play anything.
Okay, so shall we
really
move
have
to
anything to play.
questing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, so questing. I will commit Glorfindel, who does not exhaust. Elro here. Arwen, who's gonna bolster Elro here, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, I think I'm just gonna send the 7.
Okay, I'm doing Gildor, Bilbo, and Aragorn questing. And, yeah, for a total of 9.
Okay. And let's go ahead and reveal cards. So since I'm the first player, I'm going to add 1 card to my staging area. And it is a nameless thing. So as soon as it engages with me, I've got to attach 2 cards to it. It's 3 threat in the meantime. And your 1 card is going to be a Crumbling Ruin.
Uh-huh.
Which, you know, they could have been a lot worse. You've got plenty of allies.
Yeah. Actually know what the next card is, which is going to kill any of the characters I use. So I'm going to sacrifice Gleowine, I think. And I discarded Bomber. So Gleowine's dead.
Alright. And now I'm going to go ahead and, before we resolve the quest, I'm going to pay 1 resource to put Beaufort down on the table. So I'm going to have, well, he automatically commits to the quest and exhausts. I'm going to send a total of 9. I think that's what you had committed as well, right?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yep.
Cool. So I'm going to make 6 progress. And what are you making? I guess
I'm passing my quest.
Okay,
yeah,
9. Awesome.
I only need 7.
Well, that was a very short time apart, but I missed you.
I know, man. Oh gosh.
Beaufort.
I was crying.
Beaufort is going to return to my hand. We don't have any traveling to be done. For the encounter phase, I'm going to optionally engage the nameless thing before it engages with me, and because I got to scry my encounter deck, it's going to be pretty tame. So it's going to have 1 attack, probably the most inoffensive nameless thing either. The game we played last night, there was one walking around with 9 attack and 9 hit points.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is much easier to deal with. Okay, combat. Why don't we go ahead and deal this fellow a shadow card? Hopefully, I don't have to discard my entire hand. And how many cards do you have in your hand?
2 cards.
2 cards.
You know,
Do you want to do the attack or block?
Right, because I was gonna say, yeah, we can join. We're joined up now, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to be a buddy and block for me. Hopefully this doesn't turn out to be a terrible shadow effect.
Yeah.
Attacking enemy gets +2, so 3. He's going to take 1 damage.
That was close.
Yeah, that's there are only 3 of these in the encounter deck, and I didn't think that was going to come off. That's a little scary. I feel bad for having you do that.
That's okay. Hey, we're here to help each other.
That's
you know?
true though. And then of course Illidan is going to take a swing at this guy. He swings for 5. He drops his defense down to 1. So this guy is going to be at -3, and we're going to gain some victory points. So
Nice.
we've got a total of 6 now, and I'm going to discard these 2 cards. 15 left in my deck, and we're both on this quest phase 4B.
Okay.
Somehow this feels so much more like we're in control than compared to when I was doing this 3 players.
Yeah.
It must have been the taking it slow thing.
Yeah, we also got the fairly easy 4Bs.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like.
That's true. The reveal 4 cards is pretty killer. So,
Right.
okay, let's go ahead and refresh, I suppose. Those attachments never like to refresh by themselves.
Yeah.
And I'll make you first player,
Thank you.
and I will draw a card, trigger my steward, and do my other resources. And what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna play Song of Travel,
Okay.
which costs me a resource, but then I gain a resource back.
Sure.
And that's gonna allow me to play a very helpful event card in case we need it
Okay.
from the Spirit Sphere.
Cool. I like the sounds of that.
Okay.
Okay, so for me, I'm going to do 2 resources off Dwarrowdelf, and I will put out a West Road Traveler. So its ability doesn't do anything, but I love the cheap willpower, and I think that's all I'm going to do this turn.
Great.
Okay, so, questing. Who are you going to send?
I'll just move my guys out of the way of your massive amount of allies there.
Sure.
I'm gonna do. Well, okay, so we're on 5B now, right?
We're
You know
on
what we
this
forgot-
4B phase.
Oh, that's right. You haven't
Yeah,
finished yours.
so
That's
we're
right.
on this
Okay.
one here.
Okay. We need 5 progress. So I will do. I'm gonna go ahead again and do Gildor, Bilbo, and Aragorn. Ready him.
Okay, so how many is that total?
That's 4, 7, 9.
Alright, so you're alone committing 9. We're only going to need 5. I will send Glorfindel. I will send Elrohir. And I suppose Arwen. So Arwen is going to boost up Elrohir's defense as per usual. I'm going to send 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a total of 16 committed to the quest. Looking pretty good for our odds of passing. So let's go ahead and reveal our 2 cards from the encounter deck. Card number 1 is going to be a nameless thing. Card number 2 is going to be a goblin follower. So last player is me. I'm okay with having this little wimpy guy engaged with me.
Good,
There's
good,
only
good.
going to be 3 threat out there in the encounter deck, so it means we're going to make a total of 13 progress. So we're going to blow past this current quest phase. So now the
Nice.
moment of truth is that we enter this 5A and 5B. So 5B is going to be when revealed, reveal 1 card from the encounter deck per player. So this might, well, it hopefully isn't going to ruin us, but it could be a big pain in the ass. It might not, but let's reveal another couple cards. Card number 1
Alright.
is Deep, Deep Dark. So Doomed 1, first of all. and Surge. So attach one card from the top of the first player's deck to each nameless enemy in play if able. So there's only one nameless enemy. The first player is currently you, so let's...
Okay.
Alright, I can deal with that.
All right.
I can deal with that.
Yeah.
So...
Good.
And it does Surge, unfortunately. So the first card is... I was waiting for just a string of like 10 of those to come off the deck. Alright, Goblin Scout. And our second card is... Goblin Swordsman. So this is fine. I'm perfectly okay with this. El Rohir has 4 defense right now. He can defend up to 7 times this turn.
He's gonna earn
I'm feeling okay about this. During the travel phase, I'm going to go ahead and scry the top of my encounter deck. Look at the top 5 cards. And instead of having Gandalf attached to this nameless thing, I think I'm going to go ahead and move some stuff around. So I'm going to set it up like this. Okay, and that's good. So for the encounter phase, what is your threat at right now?
My threat is at 29.
29, okay. So for optional engagements, I'm going to go ahead and pull down the nameless thing, and let me take control of your Song of Kings. As soon as it engages with me, it gains a couple cards. Okay, so it's going to be sitting at 4 attack, 4 hit points. The Goblin Scout, well, I guess for optional engagements, whether you want to grab anything or not, the Goblin Scout will come down and attack me, and then this Goblin Swordsman will come to you.
Right, okay.
But El Rohir, because of R1, has Sentinel, so we're good to go.
Awesome.
We're good to go.
Awesome.
Dealing out shadow cards, starting with you, and then moving to me, based on highest engagement cost first. This big scary nameless thing gets his card last. Let's resolve your attacks. So for the Goblin Swordsman, I'll have El Rohir defend and pay a resource for readying him. Glad to see that get discarded.
Cool, yep.
Next up, we'll go ahead and do the nameless thing. So let's see. It's got 4 hit points and it has 4 defense. Or sorry, 3 defense. I'm going to go ahead and pay 1 from Eladan for a quick strike. So I'm going to immediately declare him as an attacker. He's going to drop its defense by 2 because of the Rivendell Blade. So it's going to have 1 defense, 4 hit points. He's got 5 attack strength, so he is going to kill it in 1 shot. Its shadow card would have been a Watchful Eyes, but the nameless thing is killed. We gain another 1 victory point. These 2 cards are going to go in my encounter, or in my discard pile, and that's going to go in your discard pile.
Alright.
I'll have El Rohir block the attack from this Goblin Follower. If attacking enemy is nameless, the defending player must discard his hand. Doesn't come into play. El Rohir takes no damage. Pay a resource to ready him up. Let's see. Oh, and I'd have paid a resource from Eladan to ready him. The Goblin Scout, I will go ahead and also defend with El Rohir. So Durin's Helm is the shadow card. That's a damn shame, but he takes no damage.
Yeah. I never can collect those things.
Yeah, it seems like they always get discarded, or they just don't make a big enough difference. I could see Durin's Axe being really handy if it comes off the encounter deck, but the Helm, unless you're running like Dane, Ironfoot, or something.
Yeah.
For my attacks back, I'm going to have my Trollshaw Scout attack your Goblin Swordsman. He is killed. I'll discard a copy of Steward of Gondor that I'm not going to use, so he's not discarded. I'll have Eladan take a swing at the Goblin Follower, so he drops its defense to 0 and his attack strength is 5, so it dies. Glorfindel is, whoops, again. Glorfindel swings at the Goblin Scout, and the Goblin Scout is also dead, so we're looking in very good shape to push through this round.
Nice. It's always so satisfying when you can get all the elf stuff working together and, you know, just tear through those enemies like that.
Yeah, it's definitely powerful once it gets up and running. So let's refresh, boost my threat up to 43, and it looks like I am the first player.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm first player, and now that we're joined, I benefit from Bilbo's effect. Steward of Gondor never readies. Okay, so for my turn, I'm going to go ahead and play, and we might as well go all in now.
Right.
Or
I think we can
within
do it,
reason.
yeah.
I'll play a Gandalf. I'm going to drop my threat down to 38. And then, let's see. I'm actually going to spend a resource from Elro here instead. I'll pay another couple spirit resources for another West Road Traveler. Let me do that one more time, actually. Wonderful, wonderful Gandalf. Be in neutral. And I think that's it for my turn.
Beautiful. Alright. I'm going to play Rivendell Minstrel for 3.
You know what I just realized that's pretty silly is I'm not going to be able to commit all of these allies I just paid for anyway. Oh well.
I wasn't going to say anything. You were enjoying
I'm so enthusiastic.
putting out all those cards so much, yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
But
Actually, do not... Oh, I've got one song left.
we've at least got some really beefy allies to send.
Yeah. Okay. This is it, I think. Let's do it.
Alright, just watch. We'll get the double dark and dreadful and just wipe at the last minute. So I'm going to send all my heroes, and my 3 allies are going to be Arwen, Gandalf, and a West Road Traveler. So I'll send 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 myself.
Oh. I don't know if I can beat that. I got...
So she's 3.
Yeah, so doing both my heroes.
That's 5.
It's 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8 from Rivendell Minstrel. And 12 total, including Gildor.
Okay, and is Aragorn, I think he's ready, right? Because of Unexpected Courage?
Yes, he's gonna ready.
Okay, so how much?
12.
Okay, so 27 committed to the quest. Let's hope for some Goblin Swordsmen or something like that. Alright, so, staging, card number 1. Shuffle all locations in the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. Oh, well,
Okay.
I can handle that, I guess. All locations. And there's just this drowned treasury. Well, I'm okay with drawing locations. So let me shuffle the encounter deck, get that out of play. So card number 1, since that's surged, is a nameless thing. So I'm fine with seeing that. Card number 2 is a Moria Bats. Alright, so it's going to be a total of 5 threat. We're going to make 22 progress on quest phase 5B, and at this point we've got more quest tokens than we needed, and we are going to be able to win the game. So we've got a total of 7 victory points. Let me pull up our little calculator to do our score. What was your total threat ending the game?
30.
Alright, so mine was 38, adding to 30. How many wound tokens have we got? 1, 2, 3, total of 7. So that's added to our score. What was Bifer's threat value? 7?
He's a
Since
7,
he died, we have to add 7. And then we subtract our victory points. And then let's see, let me scroll up. We started, which round was it? Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Okay, so we started round 12, but we don't actually count it because we did not make it to the refresh phase. So to our score of 75, I'm going to add 110, one for each round that we tally up. So we're going to end up with a total score of 185. So before we wrap up...
That's well above the average of the 2-player score on FFG. On the quest log.
Have they, okay. I don't think I've really checked the quest log. What is it, would you say? If
I think it's like 125 is the average 2-player score. Yeah.
Well, and this is a pretty long quest, and we definitely drug it out a little bit, but...
Yeah, this one's so hard to go through fast. I don't know how you could really go through it that quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of wanted to try and stack the odds in our favor by going slowly, just to make sure we have a lot of stuff in play. I know, you know, with multiple Gandalfs, being able to deal with the nameless things is really, really useful, but this is just such a nasty quest if you go through it too quickly and then end up getting overwhelmed. So
Yeah.
any final thoughts before we wrap up our video here?
No, this was a great experience. I really appreciate getting the chance to play with you, and I'm glad we could redeem the loss you had the other night.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So be sure to check out that video and all of our others. As always, if you liked what you saw in this video, feel free to like or subscribe in the comments below. If you'd like to check out our podcast, it's every couple weeks. It's called Cardboard of the Rings. You can check it out at cardboardoftherings.com or facebook.com/Cardboard of the Rings. So we'd encourage you guys to check it out and tune in next time for even more videos. So thanks for joining me, Matt, and see you next time.
Cheers. All right, adios.